Hello. Is my mic too loud? Hello. Okay. So today is a Manta build. I'm gonna build the Manta colorway of the Manta keyboard. So that should be cool. And then I put the colorways up today. The production colorways, so let me pull those up. Okay, so these are the colorways of the Manta. Got Machinist, which is raw aluminum top and bottom with a raw copper weight. Pumice, which is light grayish beige anodized, aluminum top case and bottom case, and then a sandblasted copper weight. Americano, which is brown anodized top case, silver anodized bottom case, and coffee patina weight. Then Manta, which is black sparkle coated aluminum top and bottom with sandblasted copper weight. So that's what I'm building today. Tangerine is frosted acrylic top case, orange anodized aluminum bottom case, and sandblasted steel weight. And then Motorsport is silver anodized top and bottom with a red coated aluminum weight. Good afternoon. The Manta renders look fantastic. Good to hear you like them. Good afternoon, Bowl. Hello, Keep Science. Any volume discount? I wish we could do that. I wish we could. Unless you buy several hundred, our price will be. We still don't have much margin to play with. Bowl time, yes. Motorsport low key hot. It is nice. I like that colorway with the. Oh, I can go through the copper upgrades as well. We've also got the SE colors, which are copper upgrade. Hello, thank you for the raid, and Mushiki. How was your stream? I want Bolt. Nice message. Hello, guys. How was your stream? We just started here. We're gonna build the Manta. So here's the Machinist SE, which has a raw copper bottom. So all the copper upgrade colorways, all the SEs just mean copper bottom. So there's Pumice, Americano, Manta SE, Tangerine SE, and Motorsport SE. This one's not the best combo, I have to say, the red and copper, but in this configuration, it's really nice. But maybe somebody likes this. Okay. The stream was good. It's good to hear. Hello, Naveed. Hello, Banana Man. Have you shown that one off? No, we have not shown that off on stream. We don't have one of the red fins here. We have a color sample, but not the actual red fin. Still worried about the raw copper bottoms since I don't like patina. Oh, you gotta embrace the patina. I just bought GMK Redline from Omni-Type sale, and its Motorsport color would look so good with it. Yeah, that would be nice. May I ask why they're red coated, not anodized? Because the red coat that STR has available is like the perfect color we were already looking for. So instead of needing to color match and anodize, we can do the spray coating. And we kind of like the texture as well, to have a variety, because then when you look at the bottom, it's not all just one texture. So that was kind of the plan. Yes, it's the same as the Bulbuls. Any keyboard I've done with coating, I think, would be the same. So it's the spray coating, not an e-coating. And the one I'm building today is also spray coat, but it's a black sparkle instead of red coat. If I may ask, how come you guys decided to do red? Mostly we just like the colorway of the silver with the red fin peeking out. And to have a little bit more variety, because like this one we have like the raw This one's like a lightish gray. This one's a brown. These are all more neutral colors, and then our last two here kind of have a pop color. But they still have a neutral top, which we like. So that's pretty much why. Got to see that black circle. Yeah, I'm excited to build this one. Do you have the motorsport right now? No, we don't have one of the red fins. We have the red coating on hand, but not on a fin. So we can't build it exactly. And I also don't have the silver case. No black and white makes me think you've never seen Manta. Okay, that's why we went with the the black sparkle. You'll see, it kind of looks like Manta. Would I be able to get the PC with red? No, you'd have to. But I guess the only way would be to buy two and mix match them. Love the spray coating on the compact Durga for what it's worth. Yep, it would be the same as that. So what's the next in-stock border extras you're gonna have? Oblique will be in stock, 60%, and then S100 extras will happen whenever that ships. Which should be then near the end of this month. They should be out on the way to me. Hello, you toy. Hello, I'm Shabingus. Imagine a PC fin with targeted underglow. Well, then you need a. Well, I guess. Do you have pricing for Oblique? Not fully announced. We have to go through with the vendors and manufacturer first. But we have a rough idea. Oblique is soon. Yeah, it should be ready to ship to vendors at the end of this month. Will Tangerine SE weigh about the same as Machinist SE? Yeah, it'll be really close. The only difference would be the steel weight is like a few grams lighter than the copper, but otherwise, yeah. When are Oblique photos? Hopefully this week. They had to finish up a few accessories, and then yeah, Oblique page would be up after that. At the Shed Aquarium in Chicago, oh, you can pet manta rays. Oh yeah, I've been there. I was there not last summer, but the summer before. Which is the heaviest manta? The heaviest would be any of the ones with copper bottom and aluminum top. They should all be about the same. Quick question: do the law oranges have pre-travel, or the switch registers at the bottom of the stroke? Oh, it's a 2mm actuation, so pretty like a normal MX switch. So it's halfway down the stroke, it'll actuate. Been meaning to ask this for a minute, but how does one start keyboard CAD designing in Fusion? I've done personal stuff for mocking up house projects, but how do you prototype without wasting a ton of money? Looking to do it as a hobby. Yeah, so if you're familiar, my first thing is always to tell people to become familiar with the tools. So it sounds like you might already know a bit about CAD design in Fusion in general. But once you know kind of how the tools work in Fusion, then you can actually start a design. So then I think the easiest thing is to find an open source. There's a lot of great open source keyboards on GitHub and stuff like that. And then you can find those kind of standard dimensions and like using the plate design tool. And then, yeah, using the standard dimensions plate design tool. I think that's really the only things you need to get started. And then if you have like a 3D printer, you could print one before potentially wasting money on a machined one. But I'm happy to look at people's designs for machinability when I have time. No option for anodized case raw weight? No, not with this run. Seeing the Manta and wish I waited for it instead of the Pangeia Mini. Both great boards, but this looks incredible. Yeah, I guess it's hard to. You never really know what's gonna come next, you know. But I think you'll still enjoy the Pangeia Mini. At least I hope. I think you'll like it. Porcino Listos. Yeah, there you go. I like the Americano SE because I think it looks nice having the bottom case still be a different color than the weight. Kinda. That is true. Pangeia Mini and Manta are pretty different. Okay, so we can get this guy opened up here. Let's see. Right here. So again, if you've seen any of the other Manta streams, you've probably seen this already, but I'll go over it again since we're here. So, first of all, it's got a Manta case. It says Manta. It's a nice gray, kind of a soft material. And then we have a little ticker, or zipper tags, combine the words here, with the Alex logo on one side, bowl on the other. Nice orange Alex Soto's colorway. It's a nice pop. And then you've got a zipper pocket with all the accessories. And then a mid flap, which I really like doing these, so then your accessories don't scratch up your keyboard and vice versa. And then the keyboard. So first I'll open this up. This doesn't have all the plates in it and accessories, but you'll get the general idea. So first up, we're going to use the Hot Swap PCB today. So this is designed by Gondo. He's done a few other PCBs for my projects. Great to work with, great PCBs. No complaints. I use this VIA for compatibility. Oh yeah, and then it has 6.25 and 7U bottom rows, as you can see there, on hot swap and solder. Split in full backspace, stepped in full caps with an integrated LED. And then the only thing you don't get on hot swap that you get on solder is ISO. So there's no ISO on the hot swap, but there is on the solder. And then gaskets. So there's two different gaskets, 30A and 60A. So these just let you kind of customize the feel and sound. And then there's two different types. There's the sock gaskets and the gasket grommets. So those mount on the same plate here, so the socks go over the whole thing, and then the grommets just kind of sit in here. Let me catch up on chat here. Where did I leave off? Okay. Do you have any thoughts on half height or short throw switches like Texie middle, or are you talking about like low profile? I don't really like the feel too much. Hello, Mr. Alex. Well, you don't have to subscribe, but thank you. Can you do... What do you mean, Banana Man, about the Kahaku case? Reverse Velcro on the mid piece. I don't know if I'm following. Okay, and hello everybody else. Okay, so then plate-wise, we've got... Oh, I don't have the... Maybe I'll have to go grab that. I got the PP plate, PEI plate, and PC plate. So these are plastic, so they have relief cuts instead of leaf springs. So you can see they don't have a cut here, but they have two here. So they still let this flex a little bit and improve the sound. And then for the carbon fiber and aluminum, they have a full leaf spring cut there to give the grommet a little more bounce. Inside the carry case on the flap, there's a section of Velcro to hold the strap while you're moving. Oh, like... So like this? I see. Well, I can see if we can do that. Hello, places. Okay, I don't have the aluminum plate here, and if you guys want me to build with that, I can go grab one. I think I have one available. But otherwise, we can open up the keyboard. Yeah, these are short, like they just kind of sit there. So then we have a nice cloth bag. We went with the nicer microfiber. Like in the past, they haven't been the nicest material in their bags, but this one is nice, in my opinion. It has the Alex Sotos logo, and then the ball logo when you flip it open, and then kind of top loading for the keyboard. So this is the black sparkle colorway with the copper weight. So this one's actually aluminum instead of actual copper, but the group buy will be copper. And then I have a copper patina weight behind me so we can see how it'll sound, but for looks, it'll look like this. When's a group buy? Yes, other people said August 1st to September 1st. The little bag is nice. Yeah, I'm glad you guys like the little bag. I love having a bag instead of a microfiber because it's easy. Like when you want to put it away, you just grab it and slide it right in there. And then you have a nice bag. You don't have to worry about trying to wrap the cloth around it or like bunch it up somewhere. So yeah. that's everything with the keyboard. We can start. Which plate should we use? I didn't pick a plate on purpose. For switches, we got low oranges, which these are going to be stock, so factory lubed. And then I have cherry clip-in stabilizers. Do I have PEI? I do have PEI. I did use alu once, Alex, yeah. My this one. This one here is built with aluminum, but it's on a PCB that doesn't work, so I don't get to use it. The PEI is too tight. Yeah, but I have the little tool here, so it's not a big deal for me to do. Yeah, I can do PEI. Yeah, this came out insane. Like with the orange showing through. I'll rebuild this one eventually. I need to put a working PCB in it. But yeah, let's do PEI if you guys want to hear that. First, I gotta get some stabs ready. So that tangerine, the tangerine has a weight that isn't going to be an option. It has a black sparkle coated weight. Oh, there you can see how oh yeah, somebody want to see how sparkly it is. 1 second. Let me grab this again. So there you can kind of see how sparkly it is. Try zooming in. I don't know if it'll focus well. How about this? But there you can see. See all the color sparkles there. Nice black screws, which we're going to use black screws in here as well for the group line. How is PEI different from other plastic plates sound-wise? It's a bit higher pitched from my experience with it. That's the main difference, I would say. Are there Americano unit? Yeah, I have one right behind me. I can grab it in a second. How thick's the powder coating? I don't know the exact thickness, but powder-coated units have the machining's adjusted slightly so that they still assemble the same as anodized. Is it a dyed PEI? I believe this is like the yellowish color. I think it's how it standard comes. But here's an Americano SE color. So I'm not building this one today, but I'm gonna steal the weight off of it for the sound test. But this is really heavy. I think this is like 2.3 kilograms unbuilt, something like that. Maybe 2. It's on the landing page. But yeah, this is the copper patina weight with the copper bottom, with the brown anodized top. Okay. So we can start on these stabilizers here. With my huge clippers, because I still haven't found my little ones. So we have to live with these. I love Manta. Do you have a pumice on hand? No. Alex Odos had that. I think he sent that out. There'll be more content on pumice. I don't have one on hand though, no. Those are the 3 I have, the 3 I've shown so far. Brother got the jumbo cutters. You bet. Honestly, though, they do the trick. They work. I think the coffee bean will look better IRL. It's not working for me. It does look better in real life than on camera. But if you don't like patina, then that's understandable. There's other options. That's why we didn't want to stick. There's a variety on purpose, so everybody can hopefully find something they enjoy. Which is my favorite colorway? Ooh, I really like the pumice and tangerine. I think those are my two favorites, but like Alex and I spent a lot of time messing with finding like our favorite combinations, so like a side effect of that is kind of everyone's my favorite because we picked ones we really liked. So it's a little hard to decide. But I would say that might be my top. Where's my... How long till we get pics of the limited edition? I'm not sure. That'll be announced more close to the group buy. I wish the Manta was not a 65. Hey, if 65s aren't your pick, then maybe it's not the keyboard for you. I will say, I'm glad to have finally done a 65 though. That and TKO is something people have always asking me why I haven't done that yet. So now at least I got one of them out of the way. But I also think the design of this works best on a keyboard with 5 rows, so like a 65 or 60. I think it works. I think with the TKL, the back might become a little more difficult to, like the proportions wouldn't balance as well, at least in my opinion. What are the limited editions? There'll be a Alex Sotos edition, basically, that'll be sold on his website. Custom colorway and weight, but we'll get some details out for that before the group buy. But it'll launch at the same time as the rest of them. Is Bull finally gonna design? Dude, I feel like that's all I design is 60s. You got options. Lily looking hell fine. It is nice. Been using it the last few days. I should do a bowl edition? I don't know what I would pick. Like Alex's edition is gonna be sweet, but I don't know what I would pick. CW is short for colorway. Do unique layout. I can make a yeah, bowl edition will be a HHKB Manta. How about that? Bold is the SW Wob set come with scooped F and J. The kitting should be shown on the website. I think so. Yeah, it does. It comes with it comes with bar and scoops. You don't like Winkeyless 65s, Frank? Told myself I was done buying 65s, but you guys are making it real hard. Oops, I need that still. Okay, let's see how good I can tune up these cherry stabilizers. Not just Winkeyless 65. Oh, right, top right corner. Yeah, I don't really like that. I don't think we even tried to see how that looked. I think like it looks nice on the 910 because it's like the original or whatever. But subsequent keyboards with that little blocker on the top right, there wasn't really any that stuck out to me I really liked. Okay, one stabilizer down. I went with cherry clip-ins today so I can try O-ring mount. Oh, which I didn't show in the case, but the kit will come with an O-ring by default. I didn't have one here. I'll just be using a random O-ring, but it'll be the same thing. I think we said 70A for the default O-ring. Nabless, airless. So what, you just want just a huge blocker over there? I was talking about this in the Discord. Do you think the coffee patina color is similar to KKB Machinist? It's pretty close. The Machinist colors might be slightly lighter than the patina color, but I think like I think it would pair nicely. Plus, like Machinist would look good with the Americano top, anyways. already tested the PCB, so we don't have to do that. I'm gonna go with 7U, split backspace today. We're doing hot swap today? Yes, we are. Should probably give these stabs a test. I think these loungers should pop nicely against the black, although they don't really match the plate, but that's okay. Bulbils R2 when? Potentially after a couple other projects. I'm trying to get a few other things off the ground, so. Do you have any ideas for your next Switch project after Gatlings? I do. We'll see. I have to get some samples. Do you reload your loungers? No, I don't. Film or no film on MX Black Hybrid Guides? I film mine personally. Okay, this needs more. Well. I don't know, does it? Yeah, it does. Well. Okay, that's good. I think spacebar could use a little more. Oops. Beheaded my large. The left side was a little rattly. Have you ever gone to Mifflin? What do you mean? Okay, that's a lot better. Now that I think about it, I don't recall Bull designing a TKL. Do you intend to design a TKL in the near future? Oops. Yeah, I do. Which loop do you use on your stabs? I use BDZ on the wires. Got it all over the space. I'm gonna go wash my hands in the space bar, but I use BDZ on the wires and 205 on the housings usually. You're working with Gat lanes. Would you mind giving a rundown summary of what that looks a bit different? Yeah, it's like it's supposed to replicate the Orange Alps. So it's got a click bar, but it's a tactile instead of a clicky, and it uses Gatoron housings. So we're making those. Oh, yeah, okay, I thought that's what you're talking about, Banana Man, but I wasn't sure. But, no, I haven't gone there. Because we haven't lived in Madison or really that close, so. Yeah, there's quite a bit of EDC on these, but they work, so we'll take it. I'm gonna go wash my hands off so that I don't continue to spread more BDC everywhere. Okay. Can't we forget lanes? I need a good tactile. Yeah, I have them. Here's one right here. So we'll still have a click. No, it's not a click. It's a tactile. It's like a medium tactile, I'd say. But since it has a click bar instead of a like bump on the stem, it's like a immediate click. You know what I mean? Like an Alps feeling, like an Orange Alps. That's what the most similar. Oh, yeah, click leaf. Yeah, the leaf. Yeah, it's like right here inside. So yeah, that is that switch. Okay, so this tool here, you can't use a plate fork with this because the diodes are on the top of the PCB, but I made this other tool where you can go ahead and use it to space the plate out without worrying about diodes. I'm going to do every other. helps if you have 2 of them. I had 2. I don't know where the other one went. But once you get a few switches in, it's not a big deal. Like here. Now if I go for this one, sure. And there you go. Okay, this would be... I should have done this the other way, because I have to, like, use the wrong hand. Mixed tweets sound so good with 3204. So weird how that loop makes it sound so solid compared to... Yeah, it's my favorite and my go-to for cherries. Okay, and the question mark should be switched out to Altum now. And the Nightbot. If you don't mind, can you explain why the Manta does not have mounting points below the spacebar? Yeah. So the Panjimian used pour-on gaskets instead of silicone. So those are a little softer and give more bounce. Whereas the silicone is a little stiffer. So if you put silicone under the spacebar, it would not have the same sound signature as you would get with a pour-on under the spacebar. It'd become a little too stiff and can kind of deaden the sound of the spacebar. With pour-on, that's not as much of an issue. That's why. That's why. And also, since it's stiffer, the silicone, we can have mounting points farther away like this without it being too soft at the spacebar. So yeah, that's pretty much the reasoning behind that. Once I get through this bottom road, it'll get a lot easier. But I'm gonna try and get the Ultima a little looser for the corner, or whatever's causing it to be too tight, because the other plates don't do this. I'm gonna try not have that happen for production. This tool needs a little more spring. Like pushing it outwards. I think I'll need to adjust the design slightly. What will be the price for Pumice SE? Should be $550. How's the lubing job on the large? Personally, I think it's good stock. I use them stock. It's pretty much just a light coating on the rails of the stem. So I like to use them stock. No, 450 is for the non-SE. Right. Yeah, 450 plus 100. Can't decide which colorway is nicer, full black or gray with copper. It's a tough choice. At least maybe you can pick based on what keycaps you have available. Maybe that can help narrow it down a little bit. So 550 for this. Yeah, the patina one will be a little more because it's a whole extra process to do to it. But otherwise, yeah. I'll buy keycaps once I decide which color. Okay, well that doesn't help then. Maybe you can go based on the type of colors you like at your desk. Because the pumice is quite a bit lighter than the black. Have you tried talking to Cherry about a custom switch? No, I haven't personally. $10 million. That's quite the MOQ. I mean, to be fair, that would require like all custom molds and like changing their whole production line, but yeah, that's a lot. Did you order anything from the Omnitype? No. None of the available sets really caught my eye. Will you be getting any screw ship? Yeah, I'll have Night Stabs restocking. Night Stab V3. Those are screw-in. Definitely my favorite screw-in stabilizers. So yeah, I'll get those. Type Plus over Night? I haven't tried Type Plus. Maybe that's why they're my favorite. I think those are quite a bit. Those are like $3 more, right? Which, I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but I have to buy a lot of stabilizers for builds. So. For the born PCB, yeah, that price would include the PCB and plate of your choice. It'll be a little more expensive for a few of the plates because they're more expensive to produce, like PEI and carbon fiber. And then hot swap would be a little more expensive, but okay. They're only 13. Type Plus. Oh, they're 15. So they're the same. Yeah, it's the same price. How much approximately for a hot swap? No, it'd be $5 more for a hot swap PCB. Yo, I just got here. What are you building this Manta with? This is orange switches on a PEI plate with a hot swap PCB. Oh, you get them cheaper. Okay. Will you continue stock parts from Manta after the group buy PCBs and plates? Yep. Yeah, like with all the keyboards I have, I get a lot of extras with the group buy, and then if there's a lot of people needing more, we can always order more after the group buy. So I can go over a little bit over the case here. So it has 65% obviously with the one blocker. Pretty thin side bezels and top and bottom bezels with the like HG side. So it's kind of angled up on all four sides. You can kind of see. And there's a large fillet, so it's a nice rounded edge. So you can see that. And then from the top, from the side, you can see it easiest, but it has a big curve here. And here. And then from the front, you can see that little edge I was talking about. The side, you see like the pillar of the weight. Back, this is kind of where the name Manta comes from. So it looks like a manta. And then you got like the fin, the pillars again, and the gap. Orange is how you say it. What's the heavy grail? New color? Yeah, we haven't built this colorway before. It's the Manta colorway. Any noticeable difference for copper versus aluminum bottom case? Yeah, the copper bottom case is a little deeper sounding. Can you rank solder, hot swap, and Milmax? I usually use solder for everything. For prototypes, I use hot swap for testing, but I use solder for personal use, hot swap for prototyping, and then I don't Milmax too much because the sockets are kind of expensive. And then I'll go over a couple more case details, like front height and stuff like that. So to pull this back up. So if you didn't see before, the landing page is updated with the colorways, and I think Alex Otis' webpage is also updated. This one here. Yeah, so Alex's page has a little bit about the story of the design. Mine has more of the technical specifications. So you can take a look at those. But as for the specs, it'll have 6063 material, 6063 aluminum, acrylic, and copper, or stainless steel. 65% typing angle of 8 degrees, front height is 16.9 millimeters, EKH 22. Weight is 1.4 to 2 kilograms, depending on what configuration you have. And for mounting, there's gasket sock, gasket grommet, or O-ring. It's a black FR4 PCB, 1.6 millimeter thickness with a JST. Uses VIA for customization, and it's available in solder and hot swap by Gondo. So there's your two layouts. Like I said, only ISO is the only thing you gain with solder. There's some pictures, the mounting design. Like I was saying, here's the grommet gasket versus the gasket socks. And then for vendors, we got both keyboards for North America. Canada has Keybaytech. Europe has Delta Keyco. China has Next. Australia has Keys and Cables. United Kingdom has Prototypist. Singapore has Pantheon Keys. Korea has Swag Keys. And Thailand has Egleton. The group battle will launch on August 1st and closes September 1st. Expected to ship in early Q2 2026. And then price-wise, it'll start at $400 for the Motorsport color or $450 with the copper weights, so every other color. And then optional copper bottom upgrades for the SE colorways. And then here's all the kit contents: top case, bottom case, weight, your choice of plate, your choice of PCB, the JST daughterboard and cable, carrying case, 38 and 68 gaskets, 58 O-ring, and all the screws you need for assembly. So yeah, you can check that out if you missed any of those details or want to read them yourself. It's on my website or Alex's website. So yeah, we can get into this bad boy. ISO and split left. Yeah, that's available on solder. No JIS support. Nope. I will. Oh, is there any reason why there's no black anode recently? The oblique doesn't have it, nor this port. Is black anode difficult? No, black anode is easy. I just kind of like black sparkle. And we like to do one or two sparkle colorways, or not sparkle, coating colorways. And I just like the black sparkle colorway. So that's kind of why, pretty much. Because you can kind of get more vibrant colors with anodizing. So that's why we do the anodizing in the more vibrant colors. And then use black for coating. Will we be able to buy additional PCBs plates? Yep. Yeah, they'll be available in the group buy and after. Which one is your favorite colorway? I think pumice or tangerine, but like I was saying before, they're all, we picked them, so it's kind of, we like them all. Solder gives you a sense of accomplishment. Yeah, that's why I enjoy solder. Hello, Conan. 2026 sounds so far away. Yeah, so the group buy, it sounds so far away, but from when the group buy closed in September, right? September 1st, 6 months later would be the shipping time, basically, in March. They should be, the idea is that they'll be done manufacturing and shipped to vendors before Chinese New Year, which is in February. So then the vendors would get them in early March. Some possibly earlier, but for like me in the US with boat shipping, it takes about a month, so. Should be in March. That's why I said early Q2, because March is the, well, I guess technically March is the last month of Q1, but just in case. We like to set safe expectations, not overpromise and underdeliver. Sorry if you already answered, but for the copper upgrade, can you get raw or sandblasted copper? So for the machinist colorway, you get raw. For the other ones, you get sandblasted. And you can look at the little flowchart on the landing page, and it kind of tells you what each one comes with. Is the grommet gasket, Alex? Alex ABD, I don't know what to mean by that, but is that my favorite mounting style, or has it changed? I prefer the grommet gasket generally. Black and copper is such an awesome colorway. Art Deco board would go hard. Yeah, this, I really like it with the copper. We were kind of debating between using copper or stainless steel for this colorway, but I think we made the right choice with copper here. It's a nice classy colorway. So we can break into this guy. So I think I'm going to change this weight out for the patina one so that we can see how it'll sound with the copper weight, since this is technically aluminum, but it is anodized to look like copper. So we'll switch the weight out, and then I can also show you kind of the bottom. Do you know the weight of pumice and manta colorways? Yeah, they'll both be 1.4 kilograms unbuilt for the non-SE, and then with SE it's 2 kilograms. And then we can weigh the build once it's done to see how much it would weigh about built. The angled screws make it so you can't see screws from any viewing angle, right? Kinda. Like, you can barely see in between the caps, but we're gonna have black ones for the group eye, so you won't really see it in the shadow of the switches. Is Manta compatible with Venom 65HE? No, it's not, because of the custom JST location we needed. So I'll talk a little bit about the internal design here. We have these little alignment pins here, which also act as a built-in force brake. And then here you can see the angled screws. So those are the case screws. So they're hidden inside. And then we have cutouts for the socks and the grommets there, so it's easy to align your build. And then we have ridges in the bottom case to reduce case volume to improve the sound. And then you got O-ring mounting posts, the daughter board here with the JST routing there, and then a cut through here so we could get a low front height. So that's why the weight pokes through there. And then the other O-ring points and these are cutouts for space stabilizers, which there'll be in the production. There'll be one more set here for the enter stab. The acrylic top is CNC. Yep. I got an ad break while you were answering. Which question? Oh yeah. So you can still kind of see it with the silver screws, but we're gonna have black screws for the production run, so you won't see them because of the shadows. Why did you need a built-in force brake? It's kind of always just nice to have, I guess. It's kind of a no-brainer because it aligns the build. So like when you machine this, you have a tolerance all the way around, right? But that's if you like put it in here and it's not aligned, you could still have a little rattling. So the number one is alignment. So you can see in the top case they have little like divots that perfectly fit those, and then it just prevents the top and bottom plates from clanging together. Not how you want it, because you want basically the two flat planes to reduce vibration. So that's why we have those there. And then a few changes is we're gonna have little pads that you can put on these if you want, optionally, little foam pads. So those will basically close the gap when you screw it in and close any tolerance gaps. And they'll be optional, but we think they're nice, so we're gonna include them. And then, yeah, I'll change the weight out here for the patina one. If I can find my screwdriver. Yo, finally got to join the stream after all. Good to see you here. Why no blue colorways? Honestly though, too many good colorways. I don't know why we didn't pick up blue specifically. So I don't know where the handle is for this, but this is difficult. Marmadiles was a super hit at KeyCon. Oh, that's good to hear. Glad to hear people liked it. If I place an order for SW keycaps and a compact ergo plate, can you add a soldered PCB? Oh, don't. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Max, no problem. If you could reply to your email, order confirmation email, so I remember to do that. That'd be great. The Americano weight, what is the material? It's copper, patinaed copper. So yeah, so we're gonna switch it with this weight so we can get a good idea of what the copper weight would sound like. So it won't look like this, but it will sound like this. Will you be building all colors of the Manta? Yeah, eventually. Not today. We're just building this one today. But they'll all be shown off. This back. So again, this isn't how it will look, but this is how it will sound. Imagine EC Manta. That would be interesting. Can you show off the sparkle code on camera? Yeah, I can do that. I'll do that after I get this weight in here. So I intend to get a brass plate for the oblique. Do you think the plate will retain that bouncy feel and vibration? Oh, it should. It won't be as soft as the aluminum plate, but it should still be pretty bouncy. Okay. Oh yeah, so here's the black sparkle. Again. With the Pangea Mini, I have yeah, it has the same things. Pangea Mini has these as well. The little silicone sticks. They both have it. Hopefully I can get this in here without taking that off again. They just put it back. I think I might have to take the weight back out since I forgot to put this in. Oops. Oh, that's not a big deal. Ben AFK want to say coding is a little magic trick that unlocks lower reject. Yeah, it does. Also have that. Do you have an updated timeline for Pangea Mini or Pangea full size? It should be ready, or they're expected to arrive to me in August. You say pumice is similar to the Dune 65 sand colorway? Oh, I don't know what the Dune 65 sand colorway looks like. Let me check. It's more brown and gray, I would say, than the Dune colorway. That's like more of a champagne-ish color, and I think Manta's a little more brown. Yeah, the 4 sprake's a little excessive here. We're gonna have a few included gaskets that you can put on there optionally. But this was me testing where it was necessary, or where I thought it was necessary, where it improved the most. But no, they're not all necessary. I think really you want 2 here and 2 here is good. Do you have a favorite plate to use in the cappy? Aluminum's still my favorite for the cappy. I will make Alex use a DCS set whether he likes it or not by sending him a DCS intro. So I hope you're ready, Mr. Alex. do you want beige or wob? I can at least give you an option of colorway. Okay, beige is coming at you as soon as they arrive to me. Is it really? Have you haven't had any DCS before, Alex? Okay, so to start, I think we can use let's use the 68 grommet gaskets first. We can do a couple variety. Was there a Canadian vendor for intro, though? If not, I can see why maybe he didn't want to, because... Plus, if you like GMK, it's like a little hard to want to switch, but if you don't have a reason to try DCS. But now he can have one and love it. Oops, my arms aren't long enough for this. All right. I've never used DCS myself. Should probably try it out someday. Yeah, I think everybody should try it at least once. It's a nice variety from GMK while still being a nice high quality double shot ABS. I got the DCS is on the way, or it should be picked up by FedEx today. So that's exciting news. I don't know if I'd call it ahead of myself, but I already built all the boxes necessary for shipping DCS intro. So fulfillment should be really fast once it arrives. I'll have to QC all the sets, but after that, they'll be basically going out. Depending on when FedEx arrives, some could go out the same day that they get to me, but otherwise, most orders should go out the next day. I felt DCS was too thin feeling. Yeah, it's definitely a different feeling. I like DCS with MX Browns a lot. I'm gonna put an intro wob on my seal, which is built with MX Browns. Okay, all colorways added to my website too. There you guys go. You can check it out on Mr. Alex's website. Okay, so there it is, all built. Turn this down. And then I got GMK Carbon out. It'll look nice on here. I have opened this before, so it shouldn't be too messed up. I think I preferred the softer gaskets last time. I don't remember. I think I did though. I think I'd like 38 grommet gaskets the best. This is 60, so we'll see how it is. I think it'll still be nice, but I might prefer the other one more. So is Manta like group buy once and done? Yeah, that's the current plan. I mean, there'll be limited in stock extras after the group buy ships, but like I said, limited. Best way to buy would be to join the group buy, then you're guaranteed a unit, but if it's not financially responsible for you or any other reason, there will be some extras. I mean, it's not like completely unlimited because we can only produce so many, but we don't anticipate hitting that quote-unquote human limit with the group buy. Every time I see carbon, I regret not picking it up, and there's been, what, 4 runs now? I think this is our 3. I think, yeah, there's been 3. Yeah, carbon's a nice set. Oops, missed that. Any restocks in the night steps coming? Yeah, there should be. Should be pretty soon. You guys built the all alu version? Yeah, I did do that. I think it should be in a previous stream, otherwise I'll do another stream with it. The group buy will be live from August 1st to September 1st. That's when you can join it. So that's like, it's like unlimited in that time, but after that it won't be available to order. I think that should answer your question. It's like after that time you won't be able to. I think carbon was a good choice on here. What do you guys think? Okay, so we give it a little sound test. I think I gotta adjust some settings in VIA as well. Trying to find the JSON here quick. All right. Nice keycap choice. I wonder what Savant came up. I wonder. Okay, so let's do a little sound test. So, as a reminder, this is the Manta with a PEI plate with lounge switches, GMK carbon with the 60A grommet gaskets. So let's see how it sounds. Sounds like a keyboard. It is a keyboard. A little quiet for me. Need long pull. Okay, let's do a little mods. This is PEI plate. Oh no, it's loud in real life. Like here, compared to the Lily. Did you put the gaskets on the screws? No, I didn't. I didn't have any that would fit. So this doesn't have those. Actually, maybe I do have something that would fit. Let me check here. So I gotta open up anyways because I want to try the other gaskets as well. Let me see if I have brittle foams. Oops. I don't think I have little foams. Okay, let's open it up. And I'm trying to think. I could cut up some of this though. This would work fine. Switch films. Yeah, I can do that. Where is the keycap puller? There you are. Drop test. I think Alex Odo said he would drop test his Manta. I think he said that. I think he actually. I think he said he would do a drop test and then he would also see how it swims. So he's gonna do both of those for you guys. So I wouldn't want to spoil his plans. Okay, so I think this might work really good here if I do. A few strips of this. Except I should have peeled it off for sure. I guess it's not very sticky though. Yeah, it's not sticky at all. That's not gonna work. I don't think I have any little films that would work readily available here. I don't know if these are too thick. And then the stab boxes. Yeah, these might work. I don't know if they're too thick though. And all the stabs I use unfortunately don't come with that stuff. Let me see if that works. That does. Oh, kinda. That should work. That'll work. I think we'll try out the 38 grommet gaskets now. After I get the rest of these on. See how that sounds. Or should I try this one first still with the 68s? What do you guys want to hear? Should I keep the 68 and try it with the little gaskets here? And then switch? I think we should do that. Then it's easier to compare. It's not really a good comparison. Ooh, I think that helps the top row quite a lot, sound-wise. Let's see. Okay, let's do another sound test here. Okay, so this is the Manta with lounges on Ultim PEI with 60A grommet gaskets with the little force brakes added to the screw points and GMK keycaps. Yeah, this is really nice. Maybe mods again. This is 68 grommet gasket. Okay, so let's try 38 grommet gaskets now. Oops. Hit the mic. Put music back on. Oh, great. There we go. those other gaskets. These gray gaskets actually match carbon pretty well. Top case back. All right. Alright, let's see how this guy sounds. So this is the same build, but with 38 gaskets. Alright. Oh, I don't have the cats here. No cat treats, sorry, Gingy. Ooh, it smells alphas. What was the difference between the first build and second build? 38 gaskets or 68 gaskets. Yeah, this build's really nice. I was wondering if now that you're out of school, you miss that structured aspect of it. No, not really. Cause like before, like at school, I had a structured time with classes, obviously, and now I have structured time, but I get to do more what I want to do instead of going to classes and stuff. So I basically do the same stuff, like keyboard work wise. I do almost the same, or I do probably 20% more now than I did when I was at school, at least right now, because like I don't have way more orders to fulfill now, but like obviously the goal and hope is to expand, so then I'll have more orders to ship and more work to do. But like right now, I have to do a similar amount of work, but I don't have to do schoolwork as well, so I can do smaller tasks that kind of were left behind before, like small updates to the website, stuff like that, taking pictures, things like that. So I still structure my day, right? So even without school, I still have structure and getting stuff done. Still have tasks to do, so it's not like, I'm sure you're glad to not be taking them 5 hours. Oh yeah, that's so nice to be more flexible. Cause like I have a to-do list, and some of the stuff's been on there, like low priority stuff's been on there for a while. Now I can actually go through and do those things, so it's nice. Is that second versus third? Second versus third? Did we do 38 then 68 then 38? No, I did 68 without the force break, 68 with the force break, then 38 with the force break. Yeah, no problem. That's also why I've been streaming more in the daytime, because like before, if I'd, like for example, a lot of times I would stream on Tuesdays, right? So I'd have a class 9 a.m. until like 1, and then I had another class at 2:15. 9 a.m. to 1 was 2 different classes, or 3, but 9 a.m. to 1 I had classes, and then 2 to 3:15 I have another class, and then I would go home, and then I'd stream at like 5 or 6 for 2 hours. I was pretty much done with, all I did was school or eat from 9 till 8 without doing any of the other like packing orders and stuff like that. So it's nice to have more time, flexible time. So now I pretty much get up at like 8:30 and work a normal day from like 8 to 5, 9 to 5. But usually I work 6 days a week. Can't wait to start uni in a few months. Oh yeah, that's fun. Is it your first year? Well, if you don't mind me asking, but it's fun to go to school also. There's a lot of fun things about it. Like I would always go play basketball with my friends like in the middle of the day between classes. That kind of stuff's always really fun. You get starting first year. Nice, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot less. I feel like it's a good stepping stone between high school and real life. Like you get well, maybe you don't live in the dorms, but if you live in the dorms, you know, you have that, or just living with friends, you kind of learn how to manage your time without as much structure, and you don't have like as many hours of classes a day as in high school. Staying on campus is good. Yeah, we had to stay in our dorms 2 years, so I lived in dorms for 2 years, which was not very fun because it was like a 15-foot by 12-foot cinder block rectangle that I had to share with another person. So that was small. Then last 2 years, my girlfriend and I got an apartment, which is basically on campus. We just had to walk a little extra farther, but yeah, we never had to drive to class, which was really nice. Being able to walk to class is great. Like even now, I prefer to walk if I can. Unfortunately, where I live at the moment is not walkable, but hopefully my next one. On top of them twin size bed, yeah. Yeah, we lofted our beds, and then we had like a couch under one, and then a TV stand with like a TV under the other, and then like our desks. But that was the fun thing about living in the dorm is like you're forced to make friends and stuff. Like we'd like play video games till way too late and stuff. It was fun. But yeah, do you guys have any other questions about, well, Manta or anything? I'm happy that this came out. I'm fine. I'm glad I can actually use one now, because I haven't been able to type on it because I didn't have a working PCB till now. Joining fraternity? No, I was. The fraternity at my school were pretty lame, so I did not do that. Plus, running a business out of a frat house would be a mess, I think. I just want, okay, I don't have the cat treats at all here until August. August, all the cats back. Yeah, sorry. I'm sad too. We can't have them in our current place until we move in August. Then we can have them back. So with my girlfriend's parents now. Love how this build came out. Me too. Give Alex a treat. Yeah, he can have a treat. Okay, we can find. Is there anybody doing keyboards to raid? I don't know. Does anybody have any ideas? You could stay stream for 2 more hours and then raid Alex. I don't see any keyboard people on. Start streaming. Start streaming. Okay, I guess we can find a random place. I don't know. Ducks, yeah. Dash ducks. How about that? We can watch some ducks. So I wonder if there's a capybara. Nope. No capybaras. Oh, by the way, you guys can. I don't know yet. I don't know if we'll sell any prototypes. Thanks for streaming, by the way, it was fun. Yeah, thank you all for coming. Let me strip this here. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the build. I know I did. I'll be using it here. And I'll probably take some pictures, try and get those posted. And we'll be back with another stream. I don't know when Alex is doing his next stream, but make sure to tune in.